You're supposed to do that with your right hand. It says some force on Earth. Anyways, January 2nd, 2025. And so the goal of today is to lay down our life for the spirit of the heart, the spirit of reason, the spirit of humanity. And so it seems that throughout society, throughout the internet, there is a need for departments, fields that are built and constructed from the people, not necessarily from a top-down system that may seem to be elected by officials, elected by the people. But anyways, I'm doing the thing where I'm going in circles, which isn't necessarily wrong, because they could be spirals that go beyond a two-dimensional or even a three-dimensional perception. So this video is for whom? This is for the world, this is for my circle, for my square, for my triangle. Who is our triangle? Those who are what I would consider are the results of us bring our circle and square together, and therefore we will be able to witness what? We are one, and we are many. That it is all a mirror. And that there are infinite number of societies and civilizations at higher levels of consciousness and frequencies and innovation, and perhaps there are other civilizations that have been destroyed, or maybe some that are fighting. But on Earth, as it is in heaven, what is the plan? To invite the people into a way in which we can be in a group together, but yet all still simultaneously have our own fields of specialty. Science, mysticism, and there are many other fields. But why did I just only name two? Those are general. There can be different sub-fields, sub-departments, groups. But I believe we are in a time where there is a need to assess our development from past lifetimes and perhaps other planets, to incorporate into the medical field the records for, and not just the medical field, but other fields as well, to record why things happen, whether they are diseases or various forms of humanitarian disasters. But eventually I believe the soul of humanity will come to realize, even though a certain amount of beings might move to lower frequency consciousness societies that are not on Earth, but we, the people who are on Earth, have the right to say, Happy Halloween, everyone! What? The one who says the universe cannot joke around. Welcome to the Shakespearean play. Why is it Shakespearean? Why can't it be? There's always counter argument. We're at 5 minutes here. Why not stop the video and make this a short video? Well, is there anything else that I would like to say? From the different social media platforms, I think there is a need to sort of communicate a rallying point, a centralized point of unity, while at the same time recognizing the need for each of us individuals to form our own central point in our own local situation, in our own internet situation, circumstance, location. But locations on the internet are a little bit more, it can vary depending on what am I exactly trying to talk about. But the next step, I believe, is inviting people to a group on every platform. Not that they have to join from every platform, but they're welcome to join either of the platforms. Even the local platform that, you know, you can come here and meet me at Yerba Buena, San Francisco, California, United States, planet Earth. If anyone's who's listening from who's beyond Earth or on Earth. What else is there? Well, there's more, but some of it will not be described in a way in which can easily, specifically help our personal situation, as we might have to find out for ourselves how to alchemize. But anyways, the only question I really have for myself every day is, did I try to get out there? And did I try to share my heart and balance with my mind? What does that mean? My heart is the ideal, but my mind is the practical. So, what is the ideal? Well, telling people we need to find a, well, yeah, I mean, we don't need to, but can we find a way to rise together? And I could say a counter to that. Can we find a way to discern the elements of ego, evil, and elitism? But anyways, how long is this video? Do I have anything else that I'd like to say? Anything else that I'd like to say? A group. I could have invited him to say something, but I didn't. That's okay. So, WhatsApp, Discord, TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, Snapchat, City Hall, or the town square, the heart of the city, or the town, or the village. Trying to find a point of equilibrium between when the sun is in the highest part of the sky, so to speak, and to be rested at 12 a.m. in a certain frequency that matches rest in consciousness as when the sun is highest in the sky. That can suggest when we are in the most dynamic part of expressing our consciousness every day. It's an ideal, but anyway, where does this ideal come from? Mere intuition? And so the next step is firing the shot from around the world. Why do I say that? Well, once you invite people in some way, there is a certain response ability that multiplies and squares. And transparency in society is something that is hard for a lot of people. Why did I just say that? It sounded like a random thought that I was just saying in response to the other thoughts that I was saying. Well, I noticed there are some people here in this park and they might wonder. But anyways, that's okay. I could have continued talking along that line, but a lot of us might have a spectrum of differences from which we spend our free time doing things that, well, we may not we may not agree with, but overall, my understanding is, can we find a way to express our free time in a way where we get a certain amount of rest and balance and detachment from identifying with this world and all the pain that might be in this world. And whoa, did I forget what I was saying? But the groups I feel are to help us find a way to express ourselves to new levels that we may not have seen before. And oh yes, free time. I judged myself right when I forgot. I was like, oh, they're gonna think I am unworthy. I don't have the capacity to share something that can help them in the way they might feel they need help. Or not help, but if we're looking at a notification, sometimes it does not necessarily mean it's for practical help, but to merge the practical with the ideal. So free time. Can we find a way to use our free time to, in some way, create a thread of contact, a record, a base from which there can be some engine, some fire, some momentum that is working its way like a radio station and signaling in some way to the people that there is so much more to life, but it's understandable that we are very tired, working every day to survive, being very tired at the end of the day. And it seems like the cycle repeats for so many people, and there's no other way to transcend it, because you can't fight the system. You can't fight City Hall or whatever the thing is. But we can call for the judgment of the system through the Buddha, Christ, divine spark, flame, consciousness, in connection with the Ascended Masters who are everywhere, but yet they only try to share their energy with people who have an openness to, maybe it's a little idea, to doing something a little differently, or to speaking out about something that people might fear reprimand over. But there are beings from different sources, political, historical, economic, judicial, agricultural, even in the business and corporate world, religion, science, education, medicine, who are open to certain ideas. There are millions scattered around the world who are part of this constant evolution, this river of life, to see that all life in the universe is going through cycles from which will, at a certain point, reach a certain critical mass for each evolution, and then allow for the new conversation to begin. That's, well, what does it entail? Sharing our highest vision in simple terms, perhaps in more complex terms, and perhaps have some understanding that why our vision at times has gone so low, but yet not relinquishing our conscience to that, and choosing to continue finding a geometric resonance, synergetic frequency outlet, even if it's just like Greta Thunberg, the young girl from Sweden who protested a lot for things that I may not necessarily totally agree on, but climate activism and helping the Palestinians, even though that there's more that there's some things I agree with her on, but to just get out there with a sign that says something or a document, but to study the knowledge in the field that, well, may not seem to exist in the way we may have been raised. We may not have felt drawn to a particular field, and society's like, oh, you have to pick a field. But maybe we are in a situation to help show society that there are new fields that are not considered, or not seriously considered, and we are here to be the instrument for that, if that is what we desire with our free will. But I feel at the heart of free will there is inherent good, not inherent evil. And so, do I have anything more that I want to say, other than I know that the forces on this planet that have tried to suggest that evil is the inherent force in humanity, not goodness. I think it's understandable that many people have believed in that, especially since the consequences for questioning authoritarian logic throughout history has been met with being hammered down. Do I have anything that I want to say? I don't think I do. I appreciate any message that you may wish to share with me, but how can I say that without actually hearing the message that you might want to share with me? I would be open to receiving onto my table, my box, my conscience, information that you might think can assist in the synergy of our potential. And so, do I have anything more that I want to say? I don't think I do. I appreciate this moment. It's so beautiful. I forget that having a camera is like also having a mirror. And you can actually neutrally look into a mirror and allow yourself to see life from different angles. Oh, that's not very beautiful. Look deeper. Or maybe don't think what I think. Think whatever you want to think. There's no wrong necessarily. So, 20 minutes. Proud of myself here. Do I have anything else I want to say? to let our light so shine before the world, before humanity. Humanity is like, oh, I'm not getting a lot of light through this video right now. I'm getting a horror movie. I love you. To love the parts that perhaps want to kill the parts. But to still stand strong in courage and unity and fearlessness, even if today is our last in this body, and know that there is more. And still express our gift